Hello, friends. It is the second to last day. We are almost done. So, yay. Um, Today we're talking about 145. I actually don't think any of us ever talked about this, but this psalm and six other psalms in the Psalter are actually, this one and the six others are acrostic psalms. That's when you do like A, and then the first letter of the verse starts with that, the first word. So like if I was going to write a poem about myself, Christine, then the first thing, Christine, kind, are, really like snaps, something like that. So this is an acrostic poem, and there were six others. We never talked about it because they're really hard to spot, obviously, because they were written in Hebrew originally, and so the letters don't match up. It's not like the first letter is A, B, C. It's the Hebrew alphabet Gimel, and so we don't see that. But that's how this one is. So it's arranged in an acrostic, and there were six others that were like that. And so this is what this psalm is. It's like an acrostic poem, and so this is really a really great kind of closing to the Psalter before the five doxology praise psalms that we're going to talk about tomorrow. And it kind of wraps everything up. It kind of reviews a little bit about what we've learned about God. And I love it because it starts out 1 through 3 just really talking about God as King, and that was really a theme that was explored throughout the Psalter, about that, making sure that you had God, Jesus, as the King in your life and above all things. And I hope that that's been something that you've been kind of meditating on and kind of thinking on every day as you woke up, is what is the number one thing in my life, and making sure that that is where you're steadying your life. If you put Jesus as number one and then everything else falls below that, then you've got things in the right order. And then the next part, 4 through about 7, and it kind of goes on a little bit further than that, but really talked about making sure that the story is told. And that's a theme that kind of weaves throughout the Psalms, and I preached on that a couple weeks ago too, about the tradition of the Jewish people and how the Psalms are so important in their storytelling and keeping the story alive. Just continuing to tell the story, and there was also the theme throughout the Psalms of our mouths and how our mouths sometimes get us in trouble. But in this case, making sure that our mouths tell the wonderful things about God, and retell the stories of God, and that we're using our mouths for good. So I really appreciated that reminder here at the end. And then the psalm went on to tell about the characteristics of God: merciful and compassionate, slow to get angry, and filled with unfailing love. The Lord is good to everyone and showers compassion on all of creation. It's a wonderful way to wrap things up, reminding the people who God is. All of these characteristics gathered together in one psalm, and then telling the people who God helps and who God has God's eye on. The Lord helps the fallen and lifts those bent beneath their loads. The eyes of all look to you in hope. You give them food as they need it. When you open your hand, you satisfy the hunger and the thirst of every living thing. The Lord is righteous in everything he does. He is filled with kindness, a good those characteristics of God. The Lord is close to all who call on him, yes, to all who call on him in truth. I love this reminder about all who are close to God. And it's really the final bit, I feel like, is a reminder to us today of how God treats other people and really how we're supposed to treat other people, because we are created in the image of God. We're image bearers. And if we're image bearers, then we're supposed to show the world what God is like. We're supposed to show that to the world. And so these characteristics of God and these things that God do is what we're supposed to be showing the world. And so if it says the Lord helps the fallen and lifts up those bent beneath their loads, then that's really what we should be doing as well. And so I think this is a challenge to us as we come to the end of this study, that we should feel challenged to look at our lives and say, how can we use the things that we have in our lives to lift the loads of those who are bent beneath them? How can we be Jesus? How can we shine Jesus to others? And so I give that as a kind of a closing challenge, even though we have one more video tomorrow. I kind of give that to you as a closing challenge and something for you to consider, because you are an image bearer, and these characteristics, merciful and compassionate, full of love, is something that you carry as well, and something that you should be shining to the world as a Jesus follower, and something that people should see in you as well. And so I encourage you to consider that. One more video tomorrow, and 3 more Psalms to read. So we will see you tomorrow. It'll be Jim, Loida, and myself in the video. So we will see you tomorrow for one last video. Again, we are going to continue with a study, taking a couple of weeks off though, because I feel like we all need a little break. Just to kind of rest, and rest is good. And then we'll be coming back in September with a brand new study. We're not going to be sending out emails to everybody, because I thought we could just do a link in the Lake Dayton Happenings to the website, because you're just going to the same website every day, and the blog will be there. So I'm going to send instructions out to everybody. But it's going to follow the sermon series that we're doing, just like this one did. And our sermon series are going to be a little bit shorter. And what's wonderful about the Fall Bible Blog is, instead of being stuck in the same book, which it was fun to be in Psalms for all this time, but instead of being stuck in the same book for this whole time, we're going to be kind of all over the Bible. We'll be in the Old Testament, and we'll be in the New Testament, and we might read from one book one day and then be in another book. We're going to do a little bit on the prophets. We're going to do a little bit from all over the place. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and we're going to get to see each other still in the videos. And so I'm really excited about that, because I've really enjoyed connecting with you guys almost every single day through this time. And so we're going to start it back up in September, and we're going to go all the way to November. And then we'll take a break in November, because we have to get ready for Advent, and then we have some fun stuff planned for Advent. So we have the year like wrapped up. It's really exciting. So I will see you tomorrow along with Jim and Loida for one last video for the Psalms. So see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.